Hello, welcome. Let's take a dive into the archive. Spirit, what energy needs to come forward the most for my ethereal collective? You're likely keeping to yourself a lot right now, sort of minding your own business. I keep feeling like the world, it could be friends, family, puts a lot of pressure on you. And then you like overanalyze all this pressure. And I think that you just need to allow yourself to be happy regardless of how other people feel about it. It's like you just want to feel serene in your like center in your meditation. And everyone's like mad at you for being centered in yourself as if like there's something wrong with you. Being content within your own space and not needing anybody else. And you like overanalyze it and think about it like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be doing something more. Maybe I'm not doing enough. When you really are, and like you get to make your own decisions. So if people are like putting all this pressure on you to perform, I think you're gonna like pull away from any pressure to perform to please others. You're gonna like start maintaining your happy moment within every moment that you weave. And you're going to do things on your own time. So I see you like setting standards on the way that people are allowed to treat you. And even like almost just taking a vow of silence or a vow of moving in silence. Because you're sick of trying to explain yourself to people, overly explain yourself when you seem to care a lot more about your well-being than they do. You're like really focused on your well-being, and other people are always like just focused on having some type of exchange with you, like what can you do for them, whereas you're like, I just want to be happy even if I have to cut everybody off. Y'all are way too demanding. So it's like, do you guys, I hear someone asking like a family member, I know you guys always focus on what I can offer you, but do you ever like wonder how I'm feeling or what's going on inside of me? And you don't really seem to feel like very heard or understood by these people. And I literally see like they could make you feel so isolated that you literally could be like, I'm taking a vow of silence. I'm never speaking to any of these people again. And it's like you've gone really extreme with it. And I don't think you're actually going to do that, but you're almost like, I don't even want to speak to these people because no matter what I say, they read it wrong. They twist everything I say into something negative, so I might as well just avoid them and say nothing at all because I can do no right. That's what I'm picking up. And maybe you had to like explode for you to find a sense of contentment within yourself. So you're not living for them. So I see someone exploding on their family and like laying down the fucking law on how they will treat you or they will not have access to you no matter what. And there's like no bending the rules that you have here on how you will allow people to treat you. And I feel like you're starting to stand up and speak more and advocate for yourself, even though inside you're like, I don't want to say a word. But like spirit's also like, no, you've got to stand up for yourself and you've got to advocate for yourself in every possible situation. And if people just try to like make you look weak when you're simply trying to like tell them I'm not okay with how you treat me and they aren't listening, God wants you to continue moving in your happy place, even if other people sort of make you feel really uncomfortable when you're happy. And so like you're going to get everything done, but you're going to get it done on a time that moves with how your soul is moving, the rhythm of your soul. So you're moving with the rhythm, the drum of your soul. And like anyone trying to just throw you off of your happy place and your groove, you literally like don't have time for them. Like if they're not going to respect your time, how you move, you don't have time to respect them either. And you're going to like tell them how you feel, lay it all on the line, or you already have. And if that doesn't work, it's like you're cut off from having access to me until you start respecting me. And it's not this extreme thing where you're like never going to see each other again and all the bridges are burned. But you're like, I'm going to continue being happy even though you came around just to try to ruin my day. So you're being grateful for the connections that nurture you, that honor you, and honor the love and the presence that you bring to this world. You're not like mad at everyone like they are at you, but you're also like, I deserve the same respect in return that I give. So like if someone's not giving you respect, you're not buying it. You literally could be way more focused on things like morals and respect and honor than material stuff right now. So you may see someone who has like tons and tons of wealth financially or something as having nothing of value to you. And some of you are getting into this very sober, sovereign place where you're learning to work through very hard emotions, work through the past and the shadow so that you don't need to lean on vices as much or lean on crutches. So you're learning to cope in natural ways. Sometimes you have to go through the hard emotions to do that, and you have to do it sometimes completely alone within yourself. You have to find that place inside yourself where you can feel comfortable alone, just sitting in your own essence. And you don't need all these vices. All you need is your own essence and your own energy. It's not easy, but if you do journey work and healing work and shadow work, you can start to become more and more natural. And all that natural energy aligns you right to God. I had a vision yesterday. You know how they say the fallen angels taught humans all about makeup and dressing themselves up, and all of that is going against the natural organic template. So the organic template is like no makeup. You don't even know that you're naked like it was before Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit. They were so innocent and they didn't need to alter creation. They were one with creation as God intended and made it in the first place. And all the fallen ones taught humans how to dress it all up, how to alter natural creation. And everything that alters natural creation is like taking us further and further away from the actual God. Because the actual God is actually like very sovereign. So it really did create humans to be these loving beings. They don't need all this material shit until the fallen ones came. They brought all the fallen ways, all the sin with them when they fell and corrupted humans. So oftentimes when I feel very aligned to God, I don't feel like dressing up my avatar at all. Although you can customize it, but I'm on a level, it's so original that like I see God as the sweetest, like most sovereign father figure where like you could have a bare face, natural hair, natural skin, simple outfits, and God is kind of like, that's how I made it for you. Like it's supposed to be simple. And humans have made it so sinful when it's supposed to be simple, and they've complicated it. And I know it sounds weird, but like altering the creation is all falling in the category of demonic behavior, sinful, fallen ways. But the Father God, He doesn't have any desire to puppeteer us. So He is going to let us express ourselves, trick out our avatars all we want. But just know that anything built on top of the natural is a distortion. And humans live for distortion. So don't be surprised that that's what they always build. And they want to change creation and make it their own. And I guess they can do that if that's what they want to do. But truly, like, the more I'm with God, the more I'm one with nature. And I'm going to have to find a sweet spot between the two, because I find myself absolutely rejecting anything that alters natural creation. And I don't want to call all that demonic, even though something in my soul tells me it is. I really see through God's eyes, and I see beauty in just everything being natural as it's meant to be in its most original form. Because the more we alter the original template, the more that we actually lose awareness. So we have our highest awareness when we just align to natural creation. And sometimes we have to go a long journey of ego and programming to deprogram back to our original self, where it was already perfect and pristine, how it was designed in the first place. Seeing somebody in their most natural form is like seeing their soul self, seeing the beauty behind all the programs, societal programs and norms, and seeing the person behind the mask. And when you start seeing the behind people's masks, and everyone seems to have masks, but when you start seeing behind it, you start seeing what God sees. He sees beauty in every single soul. And if we just stay in this alignment, we are always protected. I had a weird vision. When somebody is playing a character and you're still in that kind of phase of not getting who they really are, like they're not really showing who they really are. But when you work through God's eyes, you see that soul behind any person, even strangers, something that connects us all. And the human race was originally like a very gentle race. But when the original creator seeded this planet, and many other planets tried to get in on this place like it was a playground, a free-for-all. And they altered human DNA. Alien races spliced and played with human DNA. Okay? And so for many, many thousands of years, they've been trying to replicate the natural creation, replicate God, play God, and splice all these different genetic. Some of these alien races, like the reptilians, they're spliced between their ancient ancestors, which were the dinosaurs, and humanoid. So they're ancient, and they actually are working strategically in the government, hiding. So I know reptilians are real, and they've told me that many alien races are doing genetic splicing like crazy. And they've been doing it for a really long time, trying to play God and create weird things, weird combinations and species and things like that. A lot of the reptilians do this splicing stuff to create new things that they could literally just want to eat. Like, they're obsessed with food. They're very animalistic in that way, carnivorous, vicious, and they really care about food. And sometimes they will mix different genes just to create a new kind of cuisine. And reptilians are really about food. And they told me they're spliced from ancient ancestors of the dinosaurs. And a lot of races can be traced back to Earth before it was altered. And then many different alien races tried to get their hands on Earth and just change the codes or harness the codes. There's a kind of light in humans that other races that come from this sovereign God that other races want. They want to get their hands on it and they can't harness it. They can't capture the creative energy of Source. And I was talking to this reptilian guy, and he was telling me that the government's definitely infiltrated by them. And I want to tell you, like, when they travel, it's more so traveling through dimensions than traveling through time and space. They have the portal to get through different dimensions. And they're higher dimensional beings. They're like telepathic. They can talk to you straight into your mind. And this one I was talking to, he was a rogue soldier. So he didn't agree with what his rulers did, but he still had to work and he still had to serve. He would tell me and inform me stuff about them. And he told me that much of the world governments work with the reptilians. They will exchange stuff with them. So the reptilians often protect the government, which we know is corrupt, from other alien races. So like Pleiadians and Andromedans and Syrians and other alien races that are very benevolent have a hard time coming to Earth to help us physically, because some of these aggressive alien races like the reptilians, they protect the governments here from these benevolent alien forces that want to come in and help us, but they can't. Because these reptilians have some pretty dangerous weapons and they won't let them in to help us. And the government uses them to protect us and also provides the reptilians with genetic material so they can do their experiments. At least this is what I remote viewed from this rogue agent that I was speaking with. He told me that they're just so carnivorous. They literally live for like fine delicacies. So they'll splice genes just to make a new kind of meal. That's how like bad, bougie, and spoiled rotten they are. So yeah, they have infiltrated. Not all of them are always evil, but their rulers definitely are. And they're stopping some of these benevolent alien races from being able to openly come in here and talk to us. And like I said, all this space is stacked together like interdimensionally. So somehow they've been able to learn how to blink in and out of different dimensions. And there's a war going on that we don't even see. A space war, like a whole ass space war for the fate of Earth. And like I said, since the beginning, many different planets have used Earth as like a place to learn, like a living library, like a place where everything is in one spot. All these animals, all these different plants and people connect us all to greater aspects of the universe. And everything here is like connected to other alien races. Like they've taken genetic material from our planet since the beginning, and it was originally created as a very gentle planet with gentle creatures. And so many people, like races, took advantage of that, and they've basically made this place into like some kind of center point of the universe. It's like a fatal point in Earth is like deciding the fate of the whole universe. There are races that are like birds and cats and dogs and different things. And a lot of those were spliced from animals on Earth that were part of God's natural creation. They turned them into like humanoids. Some of these other planets, like where the whole races have ancestry here on Earth. So it's really hard for me to explain this, but some of these like creatures have been created by taking genetic material from God's natural creation and mixing it with humanoid material. And there's like cat humanoid aliens and dog ones and bird ones, and they've been doing this since the beginning of time. And anything that alters the natural creation just gets us further away from the true Father God. Okay? So that is the fruit that poisoned the creation. It was like a whole entire cosmic interference. Many races were a part of this. So many races have ties to this planet, have ancestries, like genetic ancestors on this planet. And they're all kind of also fighting over the fate of this planet, but it's been altered so much. The original God who created it all, who designed it all, in one reality, the Father God designed this all. And he doesn't even fight over it. He doesn't get mad over it. I don't understand what he's doing. He's literally not even fighting for this creation. He's just letting everyone like pick at it and harvest from it, like the whole universe. And he really isn't like in a mad about it at all. He's not mad at all. He's just sitting back, comfy, like everything is fine. Even when they alter it, it's gonna be fine. But it was the most beautiful, he said, the way I made it in the first place before everyone tried to harness it for themselves. It was perfect originally, just so perfect. Everything was light, everything was pure love. We were all beings of pure love before they started mixing our DNA too with animals and making us into workers and builders. And I'm telling you, nothing is original anymore. Nothing is as it was originally designed. We have no idea how deep we even are into this thing. Most of our history has been wiped away. But there was a time of peace, like way in the beginning of Earth, where many races came to Earth to connect to each other. The whole universe kind of was connecting in a time of utopia before everything fell. And I don't know, it was like a poison took over the universe and infected these animalistic races with greed and hunger, and they were never able to be satisfied. It's like everything's a utopia in my head. We're all light beings. Earth is in its original form. And it gets infected with like some kind of mind virus that makes everyone fight, and it's just inverting all the peace into hate between all the races in the universe. And it causes like thousands of year old war that's been going on for thousands of years, Spirit says, that no one even knows about. Or everything was once perfectly harmonious until some kind of malicious, dark energy seeped into the minds of all of the different alien races, and they started fighting. Something came in that caused everything to just fall out of harmony in a huge war between the universe. And there's some races that are naturally, they're not like spliced up. They're not at all, but there's some that are. And it's been going on for thousands of years. Like I said, it's been going on for such a long time that some of these races, like bird races, humanoid bird-looking aliens, okay, so they don't even know their own story. They don't even know this story. What I'm telling you right now is like a story that no one knows, or no one knows all the way. Like what our origins and our roots really are. And, I don't know, the earth just seems like some kind of heart of the universe, like the heart of the ocean of the universe. And a lot of people's hearts are connected to this earth on other dimensions too. And yeah, so anyway, something else I was going to say about God is He will absolutely protect you. And it's only when we have made agreements with any kind of negative entities, if we're like allowing them in, that they can try to contract with you and they can try to attack you or your loved ones. Some of these vicious forces, these shadow monsters like the reptilians and the shadow cults that they work with, people want to think you have to be all afraid that you can't speak or they're going to try to harm you. The only way they can harm you is if you've agreed to contract with them in some way. They can try to attack the good souls spiritually and do spiritual warfare, and they will go hard on that, but they can't touch you physically unless they have some kind of ties and agreements that say they can. You have to know that that's energetic law. So if you guys have never agreed to them being allowed to influence you, they can't harm you. They can try and scare you, but they've never touched you or anyone you love. Don't let them make you think they have. They haven't. So anyways, again, we could say that light, that world, that oasis got taken, like the essence got captured, got altered. And yeah, they definitely were able to touch us and change us once. Like there was a time where suddenly the evil forces had the upper hand and they were able to change God's creation for a time. They had their time to reign, but the rules have changed and now they can no longer physically harm us. They only can try to attack you in spiritual warfare. And nothing will touch you if you stay very close to the original creators, the ones that made us like crystal light beings. Why they don't fight back, I don't know. Like they seem so gentle, so soft that they just don't fight. They don't believe you have to fight to win. They believe that people are going to find the good in themselves, like find a sense of character about them. they think that people will find a way, or they think that all these races will find a way without the original creator having to interfere at all. They're very peaceful, as like we were all once like that too. And they're certain they don't have to interfere for the universe to correct itself. It will want to do that on its own. So these stories, like, of Adam and Eve being designed like God's original design for humans, they were light beings, and the Garden of Eden meant like this planet was a living library for the whole universe, and it was an oasis, a place to connect. And when they started altering the genetics is when everything fell. When they started altering God's natural creation is when Adam and Eve fell, is when the whole universe fell out of the original design that God made. They were light beings. And they got invaded. The serpent invading the garden is the reptilians, or at least their ancestors, invading and taking genetic material. Like, I'm telling you, that's all it's about. It's a totally different story than what you'd think. And this is a very soft fatherly energy. So it's just kind of patiently watching to see what we're going to do. And to see if like peace will overpower destruction naturally without any interference from the old God, the old gods. So I see like this very gentle original race of human light, and like Eve agreeing with the serpent in the garden by contracting with that serpent. Somehow there was a contract that was made in the beginning days that allowed this corruption to seep in. They didn't realize what they were doing. When I tell you they're so peaceful and gentle, they didn't realize they were being tricked. And honestly, everything got like washed away from our memory. Like, they reset our memory. So I see the reptilians, literally like the serpent in the garden is the reptilian race infiltrating our governments and altering everything that was once natural. And like they told me, like things like dinosaurs or snakes or dragons were their ancestors. So like somehow these alien races, like, you know, they all seem to have, like, I can't answer this fully. I don't know where we got from alien to the DNA they harvested. I see, like, another race. I'm seeing this, like, race of beings who literally look like black smoke. They look like voided out dark energy that manifested. And they were, like, I don't know. It was literally like a whisper, an archonic like code that manifested into the garden, the living library. Like, Earth was literally like a library for the whole universe to come together. And this archonic, like, abysmal energy manifested into the garden and started like even creating new alien races and like they created like a reptilian. This is all new to me. I've never seen this before. I see these like voided out creatures creating evil alien races like the reptilians out of what they found on Earth, and they like manifested from the abyss and somehow integrated and leaked into the harmony in the oasis and corrupted it and their corrupted code. And they wanted to seed evil. So they like seeded alien races and scattered them throughout the universe. They did all of this like weird creating new races and scattered them onto all these different planets. And some people have no idea that this is even the origin story. So yes, it's very, that's what I'm seeing right now. So they helped the dark force take over. They basically like pushed that upon the whole universe. So it's literally like they're the embodiment of the abyss or entropy or something like that. And the moment they were introduced into the oasis, into the garden, the universal garden, as if we're all one here in some way or another, the moment they introduced that freaking faulty code into the natural creation, it corrupted everything like a freaking like malware, like that took over. I see everyone who was happy and getting along starting to fight. So the original garden, it all got corrupted and people's minds got corrupted. They started eating that forbidden fruit, which that forbidden fruit was like things that brought war and famine and all the bad things. So whatever leaked in destroyed the natural harmony and brought all the darkness upon the earth for many, many thousands of years. And they have their time to reign, but that's not going to be forever. We were never meant to just be using our hands and our legs to build a world for some hierarchy. We were never meant to be slaving away. But we were so gentle that we got taken advantage of. We got tricked right out of our magic into these fleshly things, these fleshly suits. And that was because the mind got tricked and corrupted. And it's literally like I see humans losing all their magic, all their glow. It's like it drains out of them. You know, in like the movie Hercules, when they try to, Pain and Panic try to make him mortal and he drinks the bottle, but he doesn't drink the whole thing, but you see all his light drain out of him when he loses his godliness. I see that happening to humans. Like, as if the light was sucked out of them, and all of a sudden they were like normal. And they also added more stuff to make them better builders and better servants when they were never meant to be servants. They were like a divine, royal, magical, ethereal race before. They turned all of these gentle, magical, glowing souls into worker bees when that was never who they were meant to be. So whatever contract they made in the first place that took the God spark and captured the God spark and drained us of our power and our light, and solidified us, whatever that freaking contract was, is going to end, and we're going to get all of our abilities right back to us. I'm talking about ancient abilities. I'm not talking about like channeling or reading or seeing. I'm talking about like moving objects and Yeah, like honestly, telepathy and quantum travel and things that we could do that we can't do anymore. And like right now we have all the gifts, they're just not fully realized. So no one can take your gifts from you guys. Don't even worry about anyone acting like they can. They're honestly a joke. But that's what they've been trying to do to us sovereign divine souls since the beginning. And they've been trying to claim God's power and trying to harness it and control the whole universe with it. And something in our ancestors, they contracted with these reptiles and these abysmal code creatures, but that contract is breaking, like it's burning. So we're not going to pay for the fallen sins, the way they've altered the original creation of the universe forever. And we're all tied to other races as if it all went down right here on Earth. Something went down, like huge went down on Earth that caused like a huge cosmic war. It's crazy. And the reptilians, like, they took the Earth in the cosmic war. And I'm telling you, there's benevolent races that want to get in here and help us, but the reptilians have, like, more dangerous technology, and they can't like, some of these nice alien races cannot even get in. We have the wrong aliens protecting our planet, I can tell you that much. And, in the battle, somehow they ended up with the Earth. They ran off all our allies, they ran them off, and most of them had to retreat back to their planets. But they've always kept an eye on Earth, and they would fight for her, and they feel like they are someday going to have to fight for her. It's like she's literally a living goddess that we have to fight for to protect, and they're just destroying and desecrating her essence and everything she provides, and all of us as a part of her. We're an extension of the light of the earth, and the way that they've targeted us and her, it's like the whole universe wants to save her like she's a goddess. And that's how things used to be. Things used to be a lot more evolved, a lot more elevated. Anyways, that's the story Spirit wanted to share. Let's see. I see all that abysmal code that leaked in literally being like of a whole different world, like a whole different source experience. I don't know if it's some kind of like universal technology that was like taking over the multiverse. Like it literally jumped into our universe somehow and corrupted everyone living in perfect harmony. And it seems like it came from a place that I can't even see on the map. It's like foreign to our world. It was never supposed to be here like that. And yet somehow it manifested itself as if it was meant to be here. I mean, it took over somehow, some way. So somehow the universe drew this thing into our world, or it jumped into our world, and it started this dark age, dark cycle. But that cycle is ending. That contract is over. It's like whoever, I see it jumping into our dimension, like as this black goo, and then like I see these light beings are like glowing and they're beautiful and they're looking at it and like messing with it like scientists or something. And they're like playing with it. It's some kind of like quantum technology. And then it ends up like invading all of their minds. And then I see them all turning from like glowing light beings into like little pathetic humans. And then I just see this virus spreading and it's unstoppable. But its time is ending. So it may have seemed unstoppable, but like these sovereign forces that designed us know this is going to go full cycle, full circle. And all of that technology is going to be purged at some point. But it emerged into our world for a reason, to teach us a lesson of some kind. So these little creatures, they literally look like Marvin the Martian or something. They're like voided out little black alien guys. And they're like technology of some kind. But it seems like part of the multiverse that introduced this fallen code to teach everyone like some kind of master lesson in deception and innocence. So they were like so innocent, they had to be alchemized through thousands of years. The universe just said, this is how it's going to happen. You're all going to wise up and get stronger through this process, whether you like it or not. And it will not ever ultimately destroy you. So I see like everyone in the universe, like every different race, whether they're malicious or friendly, having like an original self that was beautiful before it got all fucking spliced and corrupted. So reptilians are being shown to me before they were like turned into these vicious things that they are. Their telepathy, their intelligence was of some kind of organic race before reptilians. So even they were once like a divine race. Like everything in existence was once divine races that were all connected in some way, working together. And whatever this virus did to them made them vicious and bloodthirsty creatures. They didn't used to be that way, so that's why they still have some remnants of their old telepathic gifts and intelligence and technology and knowledge of like science and technology and the things they know. They used to use that in a benevolent way before they got corrupted. Everything in the universe was being used in benevolent ways before it got corrupted. So there's a softness to them where they have some of the same kind of light that we have in some way. It's almost as if everyone has some of this original light that links them all to this earth plane in some way and the sovereign creator. So whatever that light is that's mirroring between all things is drawing them back here. Yeah, so the whole world was going through an underworld cycle. The whole universe. And that's what happened when really the reptilian race got corrupted and altered and given control. And there's like all kinds of alien races at play here that I can't even piece together. But the suppression will end. It's like the whole multiverse going through an underworld cycle as one. I keep seeing 3,000 years. And then eventually every 3,000 years, there's a reset in the powers. Well, I think I've shared enough for today. Please donate if this message has helped you, and you can. I would really honestly appreciate it from the bottom of my freaking heart. Times are tough sometimes, but I'm here to be a messenger, and this is just what I'm seeing right now in this vision from Source. Take it as it resonates, and I'm happy to help. And, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let the world know what you think. All right, take care, everybody.